Hi, it's Susie from Active Seniors here with another quick exercise tip for you. Well, the Golf Masters is almost upon us, and earlier on in the week I shared with you an exercise or a couple of exercises that are aimed at increasing the mobility of the upper back to help with getting more rotation through a swing. Today we're going to be focusing more on some strengthening exercises for the hips, especially as the hips are really important to help keeping us nice and steady as we're able to rotate. They allow us to develop and generate a lot of force, and they give us nice stability for balance. So I'm going to show you two exercises today. The first one is focusing a little bit more on keeping the body nice and still while we're actually generating a bit of force. And the second is trying to work on our rotational strength. Now, for the first, you'll need a wall. And if you are concerned about your balance, it's really important to have a chair to the side of you to hold on to as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand next to the wall. I'm going to have about the width of my fist between the side of my thigh and the wall. Okay, so about that distance. I'm going to make sure that I'm staying up nice and tall. So as I lift my leg, I don't want to lean, but I'm going to lift the leg and place it on the wall at around a 45-degree angle without trying to tilt too far away. If you really need to, you can lean up your upper body against the wall, but it's much better for the strength of the hips if you can try not to do that. But remember, you can have that chair for balance. So in this position here, I'm going to focus really hard on pushing the leg that's against the wall further into the wall for 5 seconds, and then relaxing and bringing it back down. Now, as I do that, I'm going to feel it not only on the side that's pushing into the wall and into the thigh of that leg, but also I'm going to feel it quite strongly on the opposite side. It's developing tension through all of those pelvic stabiliser muscles, which are really important as we're trying to generate the force that we need for that swing. So 5-second holds, you want to try and do 5 repetitions. Make sure you're doing it on both sides so that you get the benefit. And the second exercise that I'm going to show you is a variation on what we call a dipping bird. Now, with a dipping bird, a lot of people naturally do this to try and either put their tee in, pull it out, or perhaps to get the ball out of the hole. It's this type of movement here. Now, for many people, doing it on the single leg by itself might be a little bit challenging for balance. So if you do find that's too difficult, you can have just a light toe touch on the back leg and you're moving into this position here. Now, the slight variation that we're going to do is we're going to incorporate a little bit of rotation. So again, make sure you're in a safe space, definitely a wall next to you, and if you need, a chair to the side. Start with the variation with your foot down and only progress to doing it on the one leg if you're really confident with your balance. Okay, but in this position here, what we're going to do, we're going to pivot down through the hips, and at the same time, I'm going to try and touch the middle of my shin. I'm really trying to concentrate and focus the tension and the contraction of the muscle in around the hip area on the stance leg. I'm trying to just have light pressure on that back leg, because if I have too much pressure, it's going to take the focus of the exercise away from that front leg and put it onto the back leg. So if you feel confident, you can try the same movement with the leg up, but just make sure that you're 100% confident with your balance before you do so. Now, for that exercise, try doing 6 to 8 repetitions, have a short break, and then repeating that again. And make sure to do it on both sides as well. If you have had any problems with your hips, like any hip replacements, just be extremely careful with the amount of rotation that you have, depending on how long ago the hip operation was. But that exercise is really good to try and control the rotation that you're going to get as you're moving in and out of your swing position. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tip. If you haven't already signed up for our 12-week program, please have a look at the link associated with this tip, and you can sign up for free for access to weekly classes, articles, and also discussion videos. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay active, and we'll see you soon for another quick exercise tip.